Hello and welcome to this Tango video tutorial about La Salida del Cuarenta. We are Iris and Helmut, and we already have a couple of videos about this topic. This time we will focus about how to create this pivot. One possibility is through torsion, and the other one could be as a free pivot, as I call it, that I walk around and the moving of my axis is creating the pivot. Then we'll go to the cross and we continue, and we will see also different timings. One more time the Salida del Cuarenta, very slowly presented. In the Salida del Cuarenta we have the side of the open embrace and the couple as the line of the dance. So I'm not walking straight as a leader, but I'm moving towards my left side and the follower is moving towards her right side. We start with Apertura. From the Apertura we prepare a new direction, so we go a little bit diagonal. From there we have one transition step and then we prepare the cross, take the cross and we continue. Here we took the exit of the caminata one more time. So we have the Apertura, we prepare, we continue, we take the cross, and we exit with the caminata. We have different ways to create this pivot, and of course we have different possibilities from the timing, how we play in this structure. This year, in our regular weekly class, we had a focus on the free pivot. What is a free pivot? If my partner is standing in front of me, a free pivot I call if I move myself and the change of my axis is creating the pivot for my partner. What she has to do, she has to just stay as she is. So in our embrace, she just needs to stay aligned in block. I move, she is pivoting. Track, she is pivoting. We have that in the Calacita, or we have that here in the Salida del Cuarenta. Then when we arrive, I walk around her, track, and that is creating the pivot. What would be the alternative? The alternative would be that we create a pivot through torsion. So then from the Apertura, I make her create this torsion, and from this we continue into the cross. For the free pivot, only make sure that your alignment is what we call the goalkeeper. So if you imagine being in a goal, be it for soccer, be it for handball, or also if you're more basketball, it's a defensive structure, have the elbows in front, and in the embrace, if you keep that structure, if your partner walks around you, you will have the alignment. And you don't have to do more than just stay parallel with your partner. From this position, I start to slowly shift my center. And that is always the most beautiful moment of the Salida del Cuarenta, that we play of a very continuous movement here. Once we arrive it, we continue with a clear count towards the cross. One more time in close embrace. So, back and Apertura. You see, I'm a little bit more left than Iris. I walk around her, create a diagonality. From here, I make her project, and from here, we continue to the cross and caminata. Free pivot, project, and caminata. In that way, my count was clear for the Apertura. So we had a count either and one. Then we have the displacement that we don't count. Then we have this that we don't count. And then we have 1 and 2, 3. I could also create more rhythmic intro to have, for example, change of weight and go down and here. So I have a rhythmic structure. I keep it non-rhythmic, and I finish again rhythmic in the exit. 1 and 2, 3. We don't count the free pivot, we don't count the preparation, and then 1 and 2, 3, 4. Let's have a focus on how we switch from the pivot to the next step. We had this little exercise to develop the feeling how much muscle tonus we need in order to receive and deal with the free pivot, to also stretch, keep the leg a little bit stretched. So if I now move my center, also her leg is creating a little planeo. This could be used to complete it and to have it as a full transfer from this position to there. Make sure it's not completely 90 degrees. So it should feel like your pelvis is moving from this position diagonal. And here we start to move together, and then we go to the 90 degrees new angle of the new direction. Sun is coming and joining us for the last minutes of this tutorial. The other option is that you start with it, but then you release it and you go for a collect in between. This is probably the most common way to do it. It's mostly a decision of the follower. I could inspire my partner to do it by stretching in this position my leg and blocking my hip too. Then when I change my axis, I provoke also the planeo down, or I just keep it a little bit, and then it's more the decision of Iris, if she's following this suggestion or if she's doing a collect. So now we suggest you to play with this planeo energy and deliberately not collect completely and keep a distance of 10 centimeters in between your ankles. Once you dance in close embrace, it might get down to 5 centimeters, but still it will allow your partner to feel your feet a little bit more clearly, and especially in this moment, this can prove to be very useful. Let's see it once, the uninterrupted. So we have 1, the first intro, prepare the cross, take the cross, exit. Second intro was with double count, so we have 1 step to the side, 1 and 2, 3, free pivot, prepare, and cross, and caminata. We hope it was useful for you. We are looking forward to your comments, and if you have any questions, don't hesitate to write us.